Hey there, guys and gals. This is BrowncoatNerd. I've got the third chapter and final installment on my AMD 65 review. This is the Clearview Investments build. When I did my first video on this particular gun, there wasn't really a whole lot of info on this specific build. Since then, holy crap, this particular build has gotten a lot of hate in the AK community. Now, if anyone's watching and they watched my first video and based off that they bought one of these and you're starting to sweat it, I still stand by all my statements in the first video. For the price, I think this is a pretty good AK. I've had a lot of fun with this. Definitely get a lot of curious people looking at you at the range because it's a very unique setup. But basically, if you haven't seen my first two videos on those, watch those real quick. I'm going to not go over everything in there. And I'll be explaining, too, why this is my final chapter on this. I have shot probably around 1,000 rounds. I haven't, put a whole bunch through it, but I've shot this quite a bit. I have had zero issues other than once. The trigger did not reset. Once I manually reset it, it worked, and I've had no issues since then. And when that incident happened, we're talking probably maybe 300 rounds ago. And this issue has come up in some other videos. Basically, the spring they put in there, they kind of installed it crappy. It's not the original Russian style, or Hungarian style spring. So you can use the original spring and just rebend it if this is a continuing issue for it, and that seems to be working for pretty much everyone. In my case, it just didn't happen again, so I haven't messed with it, and I've had no issues since then. Now, some of the hate this gun has been getting in the AK community, first off, is this barrel, which I do go over. This is an American-made barrel. The original barrels on these were much shorter. Basically, your sight block here and the muzzle brake would be way back here pushed up against the gas block. It is a cheaper quality barrel. It is not chrome lined. A lot of people talk about these barrels being shot out at 500 rounds. I'm right around 1,000, which is not a lot for an AK, but I have not noticed any issues with the accuracy getting worse with it. Now, I'm going to not argue and say this barrel is going to last nearly as long as something you traditionally get on an AK. This definitely is a cheaper barrel. You can kind of tell it's thinner. But for a budget AK, it's just fine. I don't think most people that buy these guns will ever get to the point of shooting out the barrel. Another thing they talk about, how this gun is not, a lot of times they'll say it's American made, and nothing is from the FEG factory. They are American assembled. They are made from parts kits that come in from Hungary, from the FEG factory. So they are indeed made by the receiver. Most of the parts, other than your required, man, I cannot talk tonight, required 922R compliance. But it is all from FEG for the most part. But these guns are assembled in the U.S. The receivers are imported as single stacks. They are made for the commercial market. So it's not American made. It's American assembled from a parts kit with a lot of American parts on it, including an American-made barrel. But once again, guys, look at the price. You really can't argue with it. Your next cheapest AK you're going to get in this price range would probably be a Wasser. That's going to vary how much they are from area to area. I've seen them go for 500 to 700 in my area. Which, if you can find one for 500, hell yeah, I get it. But if all you're finding is 700 and you come across one of these Clearview investment builds, they're quite a bit cheaper. I should have checked the prices on Classic. They've been going all over the place. I think they had their AMD 63, which is the same version of this, just with a fixed stock, on sale for, I think, like $430 or something. I might be wrong on that. I remember when I was looking, I got curious and looked at the folding stock, and they were more. How much more? I'm not sure. I think it was 5 something. Do not quote me on that. Of course, the prices are always changing. You're probably watching this video 3 years after I made it. So, I mean, for the price point, it's a hell of a deal. I would definitely take this over a Century Red Army Standard or C39 or any of the IO builds. You know, those are 100% American made, and a lot of those parts are cast. Where on this, you still have the forged trunnion, bolt carrier, all the good stuff. Yes, you are stuck with a cheap barrel. And before I forget, there's a little other issue that's come up on this gun that I was not aware of when I made my first two videos. And that all comes right down here. Once again, involving the barrel. The gas port for the gas block is ginormous. There's a video of a guy, he breaks several of these down. And these things are overgassed. Basically, what it comes down to is they're overgassed. Luckily, I mean, it's an AK. They're fairly durable. They do make those little polymer blocks for the back. For the most part, I think those are gimmicky. For this gun, might be a good idea. They're not very expensive, so it's not like a huge investment. And then maybe putting in one of the extra powered recoil springs, which are fairly cheap. But, I mean, other than that, it's not bad. If you're looking for an AK that's going to last, you know, I don't know, 10,000 rounds, you know, and plus more, you're planning on doing that, or, you know, taking this thing out to a field or, you know, combat. You know, I think I brought this up in my first video. This probably isn't the AK for you. But most people that are looking at this AK are looking for something that's fun to take to the range. They would like an AK in their collection, but they're not wanting to spend a lot of money on one. Real quick on that, if you're looking for an AK, if this is going to be your only AK, I would try to get a Wasser or something a little bit more traditional. But if you like the odd stuff like I do, this is definitely a good one to get. Also, one thing that comes up a bunch in these videos about the AMD, really any of them, I've seen some people say these will not accept 30 round mags, or they're very picky with 30 round mags. I have had no issues with this, and if you might have noticed, that is a 40 round mag. I got one of these, and I did not think it was going to fit in here. I got it from one of my other AKs, and just for poops and giggles, I decided I'd try it. And it slid right in, really, with no issues. I mean, I think people make a bigger fuss about that grip being in the way. Okay. As you can see, it didn't really get in the way. I'm just slow because I'm one-handed and uncoordinated. But yeah, these will accept 40 round mags. I was pretty happy about that. I've seen people chop these. I mean, if you're trying to do quick mag changes, sure, I guess that would help. But for the average shooter, for your range toy, it won't be an issue. And fun update, they take 40 round mags. One other reason, well, I guess the last reason I wanted... Oh, no. Another issue that's been brought up is head spacing on these. A lot of people say that their bolt has been filed down so that these guns wouldn't meet head space, and this is on the Clearview investment builds. Mine does not show any signs of that. And I've seen a lot of people saying, hey, mine doesn't have any signs. So if that is an issue, it appears to be limited, hopefully. And even then, that's kind of effed up. What the hell, Clearview? That's not cool. But with this particular one, I have not noticed that. Via the interwebs, I've communicated with many other people that have this build. And everyone that I talked to that legitimately has one of these, they love them. They like them. They don't have any issues with them. Now, how many rounds they're really dumping through them? I mean, yeah, that's left to be argued. But for a range toy, once again, I stand by what I said before. This is a very, very fun range toy and affordable. But, full disclosure, times have been rough. I've had to make decisions. It came time for me to sell one of my guns. This was not easy for me to do. It left me up sleepless many, many nights, having to pick which child to send off to the orphanage. But this is one of those guns, anytime I take it out with any of my friends, 11 out of 10 of them, yes, I said that on purpose, ask me how much is it. They're always chomping at the bit to buy this particular gun. So I figured this would be the easiest to sell, and it was. She has been sold, my friends. I will miss her. Will I ever get another AMD? Yeah. Will I end up getting another Clearview Investments or trying to find one of the original ones with the pin to muzzle brake on it? I don't know. It's probably going to be more or less whichever one comes across to me and what the price is. But I would not hesitate on buying another one of these at all. As a matter of fact, I can already tell I'm really going to miss this gun. And another reason I'm getting rid of it is because, well, there's a new girl in town. I got this to work on. So, fear not. I still have my Kalashnikov love. And in case anyone wondering, this is a Zastava M92 with an arm brace. So it's a pistol with an arm brace. That's not a buttstock. This is very fun. One last thing I did forget, though, on the AMD, I have to say, one of the things I love about this gun is its wonderful action. This is, I mean, just, this looks horrible one-handed. I'm going to stop attempting that. You'll just have to take my word. This action's a little bit smoother than my Zastava. Now, granted, I have not put 1,000 rounds through her yet. But this just goes to show that the Clearview Investments, I've had no issues. Everything seems to be good. I did have the slightly canted rear sight, but it's still fairly accurate. Yeah. So if you're looking at a cheap AK, something for a fun range toy, I stand by my word on the first two videos that the AMD 65 or 63 from Clearview Investments, for the price, it is a good deal. The whole filing down the bolt head, I mean, that scares me. I don't think I've come across any videos, but at the same time, I haven't looked. I probably should have done that before making this video. So I do want to notify everyone of that. Any of you out there that have one of these Clearview investment builds, man, comment. Let me know, good, bad. What your experience with the gun was. And also look forward to a review on my M92 that'll be coming out sometime soon. But until then, everyone, stay safe and have a great day. Be shiny.